All right, so now that we have inserted the charts and we have labeled it, let's go into result interpretation. So when it comes to result interpretation, you want to stick to providing information that one can see from the graph. This is because if the information that you are saying, you're interpreting, is coming from another source than what is in the graph, it can cause some confusion for the person who is reading the graph and trying to make sense of the interpretation that you have provided. So you kind of want to stick with that information so that it's very clear what that is. So let's do the result interpretation for the first graph, which is the pie chart. So to begin, let's say from, sorry, I need to remove the bold, from figure one, from figure one, I'm just, so the reason why I have put from figure one is because in a report you would have said a lot of things, and then when you put from figure one, this is a way of referencing, because this way you're telling the person who is reading it that now we're going to talk about this figure, so pay attention to the figure. So that's why you need to reference it, because if you don't reference it, and you start talking about the results, the person who is reading or your audience will not understand where that information is coming from. So it's always important that you put in the label and you reference the label when you are interpreting your results. So let's go to the bullet points to do that. So what we can see from the pie chart is that 39.1% of parents say that they are satisfied with the IEP program, while 8.7% say they are unsatisfied with the IEP program. So that is our first interpretation that we can get out of this. So we can say there are more parents who are satisfied with the IEP program than parents who are not satisfied with it. So because that's the information we can clearly see, because it says 39.1% and it says 8.7%. So we said that, and now we can go ahead and put in the figures to that. So we can say that, 39.1% of parents say the IEP program is satisfactory compared to 8.7% that found it to be unsatisfactory. So this is another result that we're interpreting here. But there's also more information that we can find here. We see that 30.4% said the program was neither satisfactory nor non-satisfactory. We may want to kind of include that information so that it kind of helps us understand that while more parents said that they were satisfied, there are quite a number that were kind of neither here nor there. So we need to include that. So we could say over 30% of parents were neither satisfied nor unsatisfied with the IEP program. So that is another information. And then finally, we can then say 21.7% of parents who responded to the questionnaire did not have children who were in the IEP program. So that also gives us a lot of information about these subsets of people. So this is the results that we have interpreted from this pie charts. So that's the information we've interpreted. Let's go in and interpret the result from the line chart. So once again, we go back and say from figure 2, and let me make sure that we all have the same number in it. So from figure 2, let's put a bullet points once again. And what we know from figure 2 is the highest LEAP score overall for all the years. Here, the highest average LEAP score appears to be 2022 because it's orange. So it's somewhere around here. So we can say the highest average LEAP score was in 2022, while the lowest average LEAP score was for the, let's see, was for the 2002 tests. And then for the lowest one appears to be this one, the blue, and blue is 2018. So that is for the 2018 tests. So that's what we know from here. And we also know that about this is probably around 58% of this. Let's see if we can find that information. Let's see if we can find the precise number that is in it. I can't seem to find it from here, so I'm going to make an estimation from it. So we know that the 2018 LEAP tests, the lowest average LEAP score for the 2018 tests so the 2018 was below 60%. We can see that for it. And then the highest average score for the LEAP score, okay, let's just put it, let's make this overall, was the for the 2018 tests. So the highest LEAP score, the highest average score, the average LEAP score was more than 80%. More than 80, was more than 80, and this was for the 2022 tests. So that's what we know. But we also know, another thing that we know is that parents who found the IEP program seem to have this lowest average score was among parents that said the IEP program was unsatisfactory. So we can mention that that's the lowest average LEAP score was from parents who found the IEP program to be unsatisfactory, while the highest average score was from parents who found the IEP program to be satisfactory. We can see that this was the highest, and it was from parents who found it to be satisfactory. So that's the information that we can get from our graph So we can just stop at this. So let's go to the bar chart and see the information that we can grab from that. Once again, from figure 3, let's use the bullet point. From figure 3, we can see here that the highest average LEAP score was in, this is it, this is from 2022, from the 2022 tests, while the lowest was from the 2029. From here we see is from the 2029, because this is the lowest and this is the highest. So it is from the 2029 test. So and we can see here that the highest the group, sorry, children with moderate symptoms, children with moderate symptoms of ADHD, or rather we can just put it this way, the highest average LEAP score was from children, was reported in children. Let's put it, was reported, or you can just put it in, is reported in children with moderate symptoms of ADHD, while the lowest average score was reported in children with, this is the lowest, so this would be mild symptoms of ADHD. So we can see that this lowest is from this, and so this is the information that we have. We can, there are a couple of so many things that we can put here. So let's see, we look at this bar, look at this set of group and say among children with severe symptoms of ADHD, the lowest average LEAP score was from the 2018 tests. The reason is, remember, 2018 is green and this is the lowest, while the highest average score was from green. This is the highest for children that have severe symptoms. The highest is from the 2021 test. So that's another information. We can also pick information from here. We can pick information from here. As we can see, it's kind of different, but we already have 3 from this. So this is all good. We have our data that has been interpreted from the graph. So like I said, you want to make sure your data is being strictly from the information in the graph, and there's so much information that we can get from here just based on interpreting our results. So I hope this is helpful to you guys in terms of understanding how we use graphs to represent data and to make interpretations out of the data. Do you have a lovely day. Bye.